Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BattleTech Extended 3025 Commander's Edition mod. That's right, I was just trying to figure out what was the game I was playing. I'm so excited, I can't even remember. We are playing the most famous mod that's out there, at least by my recollection, for BattleTech by HBS. Hopefully everyone's weekend is winding down okay. Hopefully everybody's week coming up is all right. No worries there. Appreciate it for anybody that does stop by. We had a super late start to our stream today. We're almost 4 hours delayed on starting. We're going to try to go the distance. We're still going to try to get those 2 hours in. For those of you that are out there on YouTube, doesn't matter when we stream, it's still going up for you over there on that platform. And you can catch all of our previous episodes, even beyond the 60-day limit for video on demand here on Twitch, over on our YouTube channel. So I'm excited. It's been an adventure today. Between technical difficulties, Mini Toast finally learning to crawl and becoming mobile. That's right, we have a rye bread on wheels. We have a toaster that is a mobile scooter. It is going to be an adventure. But we are here. We're going to round out the day as the sun sets here in Utah, while we're also technically in-game on Hasi RML with the Breadbox Privateers with that beautiful, beautiful dusty orange sunset glow down on the bottom end here. It looks good. It looks good. I love it. We have some friends here in chat. Notable right now is Craig0077. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the adventure. Craig says, I'm going to be in and out. I'm running BEX also. Oh, man. This is like BEX Inception right now. It's great. I'm doing 3049 run at the moment, and I'm working my way up through Federated Suns and the CC border towards clan space. Oh, golly gee whiz. That's actually really, really cool. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how that works out. I believe we started in 3049 and we worked our way up to 3052, somewhere in there. Maybe it was 30, I don't know, one of those years, not too far away. So I'm excited. It is May 11th currently in our playthrough right now. We're going to take a quick gander for those that are curious here at the star map to kind of see where things are at. We've been navigating our way out of the Outworlds Alliance. That's the nation with some business interests that we are privateers for. That's the narrative adventure through that point. The clans are definitely moving in. I believe down here is Tukiyid. Yeah, we've been there. I don't think we're gonna go back for a good long while. Yeah, that doesn't look very promising for the Rosselhog Republic. I don't think it's gonna end very well. Interestingly enough, up here with Cretan territory, Draconis Combine. Yeah, there's a few planets where the clans have just bypassed it. I don't know lore-wise. Up here is the Free Rosselhog Republic as well has one of those. If they won what they call a Bachal, if there was a battle that was won by the inner sphere. I don't know. I'm not that up to speed currently on what the clans are up to, but right now, check out this logo. This is the Nova Cats. I'm sure plenty of you amazing people out there already know that, but this logo just screams at you. Just, rawr, I love it. But we're here. We're doing some fun shenanigans. We've got our mechs currently being set up to be repaired. We did that off stream to at least get them queued up. We've got 3 little mechs floating around, and I think we can get the Jenner back in one day. And what does that mean for our contracts here on Hasi RML? We're probably going to take one of these little half-skull contracts. I think it's likely going to be the assassination one here in the area. I think that might be okay. We don't really have the tonnage available to take on much else. Going up here and kind of splitting this for C-bills really isn't the best scenario. So we're going to try to come down here. Maybe we'll get lucky and get our hands on, I don't know, one piece of a really big mech. Who knows? That would be potentially pretty darn cool. Taking a look at our barracks, of course, we have 7 out of 8. Unfortunately, we lost Hamster of Wrath during our last session. So, yeah, it's one of those downsides. Unfortunately, we do lose some pilots from time to time. But currently, we have Sarvik and Data King 1, Harry78, Served Cold, Steel Warrior, Tank Hair, your host with the most, TheChronicToast. That's me, the Toast. And, of course, Tug Bobo. All of our pilots are currently fatigued on out. So that's another thing we got to consider. When are they going to be back? It looks like we will get 2 pilots back after the one day. So Steel Warrior and Sarvik will be ready to rock and roll on one of these missions. Craig0077 says there are in 3051, almost 3052. Nice. Yeah, I noticed right at that breakover point between 51 and 52 is when the clans kind of start moving pretty rapidly again. I don't know the reason for that. I'm sure there's a bunch of amazing BattleTech books out there, some amazing aspects of that. If you know, please post it here in chat, or if you're watching over on YouTube, please post it in the comment section down below. What are some good books to kind of learn about the the inner driving machinations, however you say that word, of what kind of drives the clans to finally start engaging again and making that push. I'm curious. I don't know that much about it, and most of what I've learned is through the mod here in BattleTech Extended 3025 Commander's Edition mod by Harry78, the man, the myth, the legend themselves. So yeah. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive on in. We have a mission to do. We're going to put a day back on the clock to get our Jenner, Steel Warrior, and Sarvik back, going to May 12th. There we go. And we're going to check just to make sure the mechs are in one piece, that we haven't messed anything up. We've got our Vindicator up here. This is the much more standard variant, but it's got an LRM-10 on it. We've got our quad medium laser Jenner 7RD, 7D. This one's pretty darn cool. Kind of a punch bot, headhunter variant-ish, our own variation of that for the fire starter, and a Commando 1B. We have not taken this mech out yet, and I'm pretty excited to do that. It's got a large laser, medium laser, and small laser we've got it set up with. So it doesn't have that much armor, but it can basically scoop pretty hardcore. It's got really good heat efficiency, which is not usually what we're known for. Usually we like the 4-bar heat efficiency down there, if we can push it towards that. But this should go well, or it could go catastrophically wrong. We'll see. It's got enough armament to kind of engage at all ranges, so we will see how that goes. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's get stuck on in. And remember, we will be assigning another pilot here to the company. We have one slot that we have open. For anyone that is interested and wants to subscribe to guarantee that they are the next individual that gets added to the company, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, we'll be pulling from our follower pool, and I'm excited about that as well. It's always fun to get follower, viewer, pilots here into the game, because it makes it just that much more immersive. It makes it that much more engaging, which is always a lot of fun. All right, so what do we got to do? What do we need to do? I think it's time to get on into this mission here. Insurrection Interception. Say that 3 times fast. Holy wow, ladies and gentlemen. The Draconis Combine looks like it's going to be a max pay of 147, max salvage of 28. I guess we're probably going to get pick 1, get 6, maybe pick 1, get 4 if we're lucky. Otherwise, it's going to be a pick 0, get 3 most often than not. But that's all right. We're going to dive on into this and pick 1, get 4, 80,000 Seabills. That should cover our drop costs. We might make about 40 or 50,000 Seabills out of this, assuming it doesn't flex up too hardcore and we can actually get some of the bonus aspects of this mission addressed. But right now, it's a half skull mission, and it is against pirates. So this 1 half skull mission could turn into a 1.5 skull mission, and because of pirates, it could become 2. And if that's the case, we might not have enough tonnage to make that count. We can always press that withdrawal button and then continue our journey closer to the Free Rasselhag Republic. So let's go up here. Let's get some of our pilots taken care of and out of the way. Our Vindicator is going to be the heaviest, mech we're bringing into this right now, 45 tons, and our lightest is going to be the Commando, which is always pretty exciting. So I'm just going to bring some pilots down here. It's the pilots that we've got left over. Tank here, myself, as Toast, Steel Warrior. If you're out there watching Steel Warrior, hopefully things are going good. Same for you as well, Sarvik. I know your work schedule is a little crazy. We miss you. Hopefully things are going well for you, and we're thinking about you. So right here, we have no pilots that don't have any abilities just yet, but they are pretty good. Gunnery 4, with myself and Toast being Gunnery 3 across the board, everyone else is doing pretty good. So I think the most appropriate thing here is for Sarvik to be over here in the Vindicator. It's got that PPC, pretty decent gunnery, not really that much of a puncher-out pilot. The General over here, it's got okay piloting. It's got a lot more guts and tactical. That should be all right. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to switch over here with Tank and Toast hair? Toast and Tank hair. One of those words. Golly gee whiz. And we're going to make sure that we get those set up here because I want to get the highest ability pilot to punt, which is what's going to be over here in the fire starter in that mech. That's going to be very, very important. Now, Tank hair, if you're out there watching, better buckle up. This is going to be the first wild ride we have in the Commando. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit indeed. Actually, let's see. Where is Steel Warrior useful? Vindicator and Phoenix Hawk. And Tank hair is usually in the Jenner. We're gonna swap these two over. We're gonna put Tank hair back in the Jenner. That we can get a little bit extra goodies going on there. Get some familiarity. Words are hard. Built back up. And with that, let's dive on in, ladies and gentlemen. An assassination mission type. We're going to hit that deploy button, let the loading screen roll, and in that process, I'm going to reach down into the grab bag of voicedom, as someone over on YouTube calls me, the Viceroy of Voices, and we're going to see what we come up with, on top of some delicious caffeination brought to you without a sponsor by Diet Mountain Dew. That's what I got in front of me today, and I love it. Oh, man. Gotta love that stuff. It's not good for you, but it tastes all right. So, what do we have here for our mission as it's loading up? Destroy the propagandist and escape. 80,000 sea bills, pick one, get four. Half skull mission could flex all the way up to 2 skulls because of the normal flex plus pirates. And we got a beautiful, beautiful kind of sunrise here. You can see kind of the haze in the upper atmosphere from all these rocks that no doubt smash into this planet, is my guess. But what do we have? For months, we've had trouble with people here in Hassi RML being riled up by talk of insurrection, rebellion, and it darn independence. Based on top Korean analysis reports, we believe there's a pirate propagandist in the area stirring up that discontent. We've set up a security net to capture her, but we can't cover every possible exit from our net and could use an extra lance of mechs. If she tries to slip through your assigned territory, turn her unit to slag. I've negotiated a major bump if we do end up finding the propagandist and eliminating her, as well as a danger pay bonus if she has any escorts and we eliminate them as well. Well, Darius, as you usually know, we're going to run into the propagandist. That's kind of how this works. So we're going to hit that begin mission button and see how sideways this gets. Ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into the mustard fume-filled city that is going to be our battlefield and battleground for today. What do we got going on? Darius here. Let's see what he has to say. Commander, this is the region we've been asked to patrol as part of the net. Our employers need us to keep an eye out for the propaganda agent, as this is one possible escape route she might take. Pretty sure we could... I don't know if that's highlighting a mech or a building. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it is a mech. So, look at this building over here. It's 2 eyeballs and a mouth going, oh boy. If you know what this mech is, please post it in the comment section here down below if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching it live here on Twitch. I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks kind of bulky. I don't know. I kind of want to say maybe it's an enforcer. Not really sure, but we're going to see one way or the other. If she's in this region, we'll need to find her and take her out. Then we can evac. Well, Darius, we've already seen her there. So we can see that we are not in a corner, at least on that side, not in a corner over here. You can see down here the yellow portion of the map, which means if there are going to be reinforcements, they're likely going to be coming on our left or right-hand side. We know we have a pirate propagandist and as well as the supporting enemy forces. So that means that we have 5 mechs likely with another 4 coming down the road. Hey, Tank here. Welcome to the chat. We've got you over here piloting that Jenner. Oh, baby. Buckle on up. It's going to be a wild ride. We're zip-zap, zooping all on up there. Words are hard, but we're, it's going good. Today's been a long day, but we're playing some BattleTech, chilling out and making horrible decisions. So it's going to be just fine. Craig said, I think around 3051 is when the Dire Wolf was rammed by a Rasahog aerospace fighter, which caused the death of the Ilklan, resulting in a period of peace with the clans elected a new Ilklan. Ah, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Taker says, yep, Tyra Miraborg. Okay, cool. See, I don't know a lot of this stuff, which is pretty interesting. So, if you've got any good books, shoot me a private message, add it here in chat. I'm probably going to miss it if it's just here in chat. I'd like to learn a little bit more about the clans, at least on the clan perspective. The inner sphere stuff is really, really cool, and I'm going to be an inner sphere junkie probably for a long time. But I like to get both sides of the story. There's always interesting things going on. So we have our propagandists up here. And I really don't know where the supporting forces are. Oh, they're over here. Interesting. We have a decision here, chat. Do we go and jog all the way over here and deal with them, or do we try to book it up to the propagandist, take them out, and then come back and deal with this? My fear is that if we go for the propagandist, we're going to get swarmed by reinforcements. But it could be pretty cool. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That's a... I think we're gonna push for it. We're gonna see what happens. Craig says the Return of Kerensky series of novels is a great trilogy. Okay, I'll try to remember that. If you could shoot me a private message here on Twitch, that would be fantastic because I'll definitely check that out. Tanker says, as far as I know, Mirberg is the only Inner Sphere pilot that has impressed the clans so much that they added lines to the remembrance and honor of her and had an aerospace fighter named after her. Oh, that's really cool. I'm trying to think of what the clan was. Was it Smoke Jaguar? No, Smoke Raven. One of those that actually controls the largest navy and aerospace supporting fleet within the clans. I think they eventually spend some time allying with the Outworlds Alliance. Snow Raven. That's the one. Snow Raven. So I'm aware of that a little bit. So yeah, I got close. I know a few things, Tank, and I can throw a few words together. So every now and then, it works. We're gonna try to sprint straight into our target and see what we can. We're gonna try to outrun the forces over here and try to get ahead of the reinforcements that are probably headed this way. It might not work out very well, but it's all right. We've got Steel Warrior in our Commando 1B. It's gonna be an adventure no matter what we do, for sure. So, all right, Tank here we go. We're gonna run face to face with whatever this is over here. Fingers crossed. What do we see? What do we see? It is a Whitworth. All right. And it is 50% of its armor. 3 medium lasers, LRM 20. Yeah, we got this, man. We absolutely got this. Look at this down here. Nice little Comstar, mural here. A Whitworth kind of hanging out in the back, right next to a beautiful generator. And all of a sudden, boop, there is a tank here going, hey, what's up? I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. So in the meantime, let's just engage. Let's take out the target, and then we will wrap up on whatever reinforcements show up. They're out there somewhere, probably trying to catch up to us right now. And so we've got our work cut out for us. Absolutely. So speaking of which, they are getting closer, so we have to make this quick. The question is this explosion radius going to be big enough to catch this Whitworth? I don't think it is. I think it's legitimately just going to be outside of this range. So we will do what we can, and we're going to send the tank here all the way onto the backside, possibly pivot around there. Remember, the Gener 7RD, or the 7D, has the quirk that means this can only have it has a limited torso twist, so its firing arc is less. We're going to try to get it in the backside. It is got all the abilities here. Oh my goodness, golly gee whiz. It's in cover, it's guarded. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Solid hits there with the tank here. Where is the Whitworth going? Is it going to back up? Nope. Someone else somewhere is moving. So not ideal. But we are going to get the fire starter a little bit closer. Get those 2 medium lasers we got rolling on the front side. The zap. Again, 2 solid impacts. We get a swarm in this mech. Get this squared away, taken care of. And then we can pick up the stragglers. That is the plan. The Commando up here with Steel Warrior. We're going to be getting up nice and close, relying on all of those evasion pips. Here we go. Medium laser and a large laser firing on in. And, of course, we hit, which is what we need. Whew. Oh, boy. There it goes. There it goes. The Whitworth is jumping. It's taking some shots. Ooh, not great. Steel Warrior's armor is holding. The evasion pips are doing all right. And good effort by the AI to get into some cooling, actually. That's really not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, we are going to get caught out here if we're not careful with Sarvik. So the question is, can we jump further? Not really. So we're gonna take some chances. We're not gonna run just yet. We got Sarvik over here in this Vindicator, and we're gonna do what we can to get some shots and get some evasion pips stripped. There it is. Oh man, one arm ripped wide open, and we really have to make this count because that target is trying to get away, as the rest of the targets are starting to close. Next round, they're likely going to get eyes on to Sarvik over here in the Vindicator, even if we move. So we have to keep an eye on our positioning and making sure that we can pivot absolutely for sure. So this is where they're trying to get to. That's good. That means they have to go through us at least a wee little bit. Oh boy, tank hair. We're going to get right behind this mech at point blank range. Buckle up, get your eyes all squinty. Aim and nice and good with that precision strike. We're going to try to go right through the rear CT. I don't think we have quite enough firepower. Maybe if we get lucky. Here we go. Some stuff went internal, and they only got 27 left. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. We got another contact rolling on up. Sarvik over there is, yeah, getting real close. Getting itchy trigger finger is my guess. Taker says, surprise, ducker trucker. Yeah, be careful saying that, Chad. Holy wow. That's going to get you in trouble if you're not too careful. But what are we going to do? Toast, can we get up there to melee? We can. Let's see, what arm is of this? This is going to be the left arm. So we're going to go on the left-hand side and try to work our way through. Punch and crunch. Here it is. Go get him, Toast. Oh, baby. There it is. There it is. There it is. And boom, left arm destroyed. All the machine gun DACA, all 6 of them, going right into that torso. Not too bad. Not too bad. Doing solid work, and that pilot is stressed. And we can get Steel Warrior to come in here and do some stuff. But again, because of the way this works, because of the maneuverability of the Commando, which I love in BEX3025, it is a solid mech that is a very, very much a glass cannon, which fits what it does in lore, which is really cool. We're going to be going to the backside. Now, of course, we do not have Precision Strike, and we've already used that up. But if we get lucky, chat, if we get lucky, this is all but over. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Left torso destroyed. I mean, it's definitely going to count for something, but we only have 5 left on the back, and they're punching out. Target eliminated. We can clean up any remaining hostiles or head to the evac zone. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be able to pick a piece of Whitworth, which I'm pretty excited about. And right now, if we bail on out, that's exactly what we're going to get. The question is, where's our evac zone? Of course, it is right where the reinforcements are at. So that means we're going to have a bit of a diluted pool. No worries. That's all right. What do we have over here? A big giant sign. Toloi Chemicals. Electronics. Musical Supply Co. What a weird building. Toloi Chemicals, Electronics, Music Supply Company. What kind of music are they making, chat? That is a question for the ages. And I apologize, ladies and gents, in advance if I'm a little bit more loopy than usual. It's been a very long day. We're streaming 4 hours later. Got a pile of caffeine on board. The mini toast is finally sleeping. And playing some BattleTech is just what the doctor has ordered, in my opinion, to kind of relax throughout the day and just kind of take a deep breath, make horrible decisions, and make even worse decisions, trying to get out of that situation, which I'm excited to try. Always a lot of fun. So Sarvik, can't really get good line of fire. I mean, I guess we kind of can. So we're going to come up here, and let's see, what do we have with this? There's the PPC on the right-hand arm, so we're going to pivot as much as we can, which isn't too much because of the limited ability to torso twist due to the quirk on this mech. We're going to do that to get up there. And what do we see? We have a Javelin 10N. Not too shabby. That would definitely be something I'd be okay with getting some parts from. Again, not ideal, but a Javelin is an okay mech. It's a little bit heavier tonnage than, say, oh, there's an Oscout rocketing over on the backside. And it's the 7J with the active probe on it, as well as 8 jump jets. Holy wah. As well as a medium laser. So that's something we have to keep an eye on. Sure, can the fire starter get up here? Not really. Can the fire starter jump up there? Again, not really. What about the Commando? Not the best particular scenario. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprint up here with the fire starter to let the Oscout know that, hey, we are here. Actually, that is the Jenner. We misclicked. It's all right. There's the Javelin getting a little bit closer, getting some shots in on Sarvik. And Sarvik using those evasion pips up to make sure that is a definite survivable situation. The goal and the plan right now is to deal with these two, if we can, and then push into the evac zone. If we try to run all the way past, our rear armor is going to be exposed, so we are going to have to push on through. This is not a fighting withdrawal scenario. This is something entirely different, which, again, is not super ideal. And even if we get a good firing shot from here, it's not that great. So we're going to sprint, we're going to get a little bit closer, and we're going to prep ourselves up for the next round, which is going to be a bit more of a brawl, if you kind of get my drift. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed it goes well. There's always a chance that it might not, but, you know, that's all part of the adventure. So, Sarvik. We kind of want to get the accuracy bonus, but we also know that jumping, you know, can cause some issues. So we'll see. We're going to kind of fall back with Sarvik, I think, a little bit into this cover here. Get some nice point of fire here straight into this. Not the best accuracy, but we're going to go for it. We want to get those LRMs down to at least 60. That way, when, not if, we get critted, those ammo boxes do not explode. Because right now, we don't have much in the way of case or any of that on any of our mechs right now. We have not got access to mech chassis with that just yet, though we have a few that I would like to get some shots in on. Oh, man. Going for the overheat. I like that pilot's approach to things. Making some toast. Definitely, definitely good to go. Now, what that means is if we go to attack this, we're going to be showing our back to the javelin, which admittedly is not the best thing to do in the world. So we're going to try to focus again over here. That's only a medium laser. One shot is not likely to kill most of our mechs. So we're going to take our chances and get some more firepower with a precision strike, I might add, down here on this javelin. Boosting it up to 43%. And we got 2 hits, 2 misses. That's all right. It went internal and destroyed an arm, which is useful. I will definitely take that. That's definitely going to be a beneficial situation. Now, that being said, we're probably going to move over here with a fire starter just because we can get access to our machine guns onto this target. Not the best chance to hit at all, especially on the medium lasers, but getting some Daka with machine guns, stripping some evasion pips, getting a little bit of that armor stripped off is going to be a little bit useful. Plus, engaging that enemy is going to be helpful, I think, in the long run. And that being said, we're going to get the commando up here with the Steel Warrior in it to be able to get some more shots downrange. A large laser, if it hits, would be very, very nice. And it does! Oh, man, 40 damage. Nice, nice, nice. Good shot. Here it comes into the backfield, trying to get some shots at point-blank range. And it's kind of a mistake on the OpForce part because now they're within punch-bot distance. Now, granted, Sarvik is not really one to have to worry about a lot of that stuff, but we're gonna do what we can. We're gonna walk across the street, stand on the street corner, and you know, just kind of try to convince this pilot here in the Javelin to eject and bail on out. Now, I don't know if we're gonna be successful, but we are definitely putting some pressure on them. Not enough that they're getting unsettled or anything like that, but it is a concern. Oh man, the Oscout's rolling on in 50 damage on the backside. Ugh. I completely forgot that they punched like a pile of dump trucks strapped to the fist of a robot. Holy cow. Not ideal. Now, imagine this. Imagine you're just up here watching the fight from this area up here. It's just, that would be a good view and mildly terrifying to see what is happening down here in a park. Oh. But, what are you going to do? Punch some stuff is the goal, I think. We're going to try to get up there on the backside of this Oscout. Try to get our action to kind of rip open that rear armor and give it a dose of what we just got. See what happens. There we go, and there it is, structure exposed. All those machine guns seeking criticals. Here it is, Daka. And jump jet destroyed. Not quite what we were looking for, but hey, it is something, and they are finally unsettled. They are on that unsettled track. There it is, the Javelin jumping back out of the way, getting some more back shots into the commando. And thankfully, the armor is holding, as well as the usage of those evasion pips holding up as well, which I really, really like. Boom and zoom fighting tactics are always a lot of fun. Now, of course, we can punch too with the best of them, which is really, really nice. But because of the superior maneuverability here of the commando, we can also just run behind them and shoot them in the back. So that's what we're going to do. There it is, a medium and a small hit. The large laser missed. That's all right. We're going to get tank hair of all of our mech pilots right now. Is very well situated to just barely get the torso twist needed to get a big pile of 4 medium lasers. That's 100 possible damage, ignoring the cover because of the rear arc firing. And they all hit. Oh gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, avert your eyes. Oh man, someone just got toasted. Oh man, tank hair just picking apart that Javelin. There is nothing left. Boom shakalaka. Absolutely, tank. I think you're starting to like this Jenner. Quad medium laser build, as long as you keep the evasion pips up, not too shabby. Now, what can we do back here? We have really, really good heat. We can jump a little further, but not enough to really make it count. Even coming down here is not super ideal. So we're just going to come on the backside and, try to get some shots in and see what we can do if we get lucky, and we'll go for it. Medium laser hits, right leg destroyed. That Oscout is down. That is going to be one pilot injury for sure. They're going to be pogoing along just to keep up. That is absolutely the way that it's going. And of course, we have the ability to get up here and do some awesome damage. So why not get tank hair to walk up here to point blank range and unload everything with a called shot? Let's see. We have 14 and 40. We're just going to go for the leg. Ladies and gents, we're going to go for the leg. There it is. 2 hits and a miss. Not ideal, but, we got some damage in. That's right, Craig. Grab the popcorn. It's going to be funny. Oh, man. Steel Warrior. You know what? We're going to get up here. We're going to get some of that called shot action as well. Zooming on in with our commando. Really good opportunity to hit. Again, we're going to go for the leg. There it is. Missing, but blowing up a pile of cars on the street. Sorry if that was one of your vehicles. I hope you had good insurance. And of course, Toast is going to come up and just say, you know what? We're just going to step on this panicked pilot. It'll be fine. And there it is with the fire starter. Squish, right arm, right torso destroyed. That is the second pilot injury. All the machine guns seeking the crits. Got a medium laser crit, and finally it was destroyed. And there they go. They have no weapons. They're bailing on out. Sumeyer says we are good to go. Darius is coming in. Oh, baby. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first half skull mission, which I'm pretty sure flexed to a 1 skull, out of the way. We can hopefully get a piece of a Whitworth. That'll be really, really nice. Look at that, 91,000 Seabills. That's more than I expected, which is pretty darn cool. I'm definitely happy with that. And we got some internal structure on the back. We'll get that fixed right up. It'll be a day in the shop. That's all right. No worries there. Now, what do we have? We have 2 pieces of Whitworth that we can grab. We're going to grab one. Hopefully, we can get our hands on the other. The Whitworth is kind of a cool mech. It's a 40-ton mech. It's not that amazing, but it is pretty interesting, and I do think it's pretty nifty and cool. We don't really have anything else in here that's really ideal, but unfortunately, we did not get the extra Whitworth. We've got a lot of jump jets, so we're going to shift click and sell those, and we have enough LRM ammo. But I think we'll add an extra one. That'll be all right. We're going to press that continue button and see about traveling. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to get closer to the action where the clans are. We got to get into that. We got to get some of that nice tier 2 tech on the border with the Rasahag Republic, as well as, a few other individuals and territories and places out there. We're not going to call out the clans specifically because I think if we take missions against them, we're going to get wrecked real hard. We barely even have a medium mech at this point, so it's one of those things that I think is worth noting that, we got to keep an eye on a certain number of things. But that being said, we do have a Wolverine being readied up. We got enough pieces during our last stream to tackle that. So I'm pretty stoked to finally get that on board. And hopefully we can get some other really cool upgrades. We also are readying up a Locust 1M, a little tiny, LRM 10 Locust to run around in some of these lower missions to get some of that additional support. So where are we at right now? What do we have for the hiring hall? Again, I don't think we have anyone subscribed, so no one is currently locked into the next position. However, we are going to be grabbing from our follower pool for our next pilot unless someone grabs that subscription. So the question is, what pilot do we want to grab? Multi-shot and sensor lock is pretty nice. Down here, you can get some sensor lock and bulwark. That's also pretty nice. Or level 8 tactics? Wow. Okay. +1 initiative. Oh, man, that would be really cool. 2 is on everything else, but we can work on that. We can get them leveled up. But at level 8 tactics, that's pretty cool. I think we're going to hire fish. What are they? They're a Steiner Commoner and a Comstar Acolyte. Comstar Adept. So lucky +2 LRM clustering. So beneficial on an LRM boat, it looks like. Unless that's going to be for the entire lance. I don't know quite how that works. So Crick says, just keep me as the LRM or melee mech. And I'm good. I mean, yeah. That would work out. Technician, mech warrior helps around the mech bay. I think we're definitely going to hire fish. This is definitely going to be the pilot that we want for sure. 1,900 Seabills, 1.9 million Seabills. That's all right. What do we got here in the barracks? Let's go take a gander. Who do we have? I love it. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is most appropriate right now for us to pick our individual. Who do we have that's a follower here? You know what? Krig 0077 has been hanging out in chat as of late, and I think they definitely deserve to be added to the adventure here, to the mercenary company. So, Krig 0077, welcome aboard to the Breadbox Privateers. Oh, baby. Again, if you want to change anything here, whether it be gender, voice, colors, looks, whatever it may be, let me know, and I can definitely make that the case. Everything will be fine. It'll be good to go. No worries. We don't have a health insurance plan, though, so plan accordingly. Kirk says also they don't have any pilots with glasses. That's true. Oh, man, that'd be really cool. Get an accessories piece, like monocles, glasses, like a Guy Fawkes mask. That'd be pretty awesome. So here we are, Craig 0077. Oh, man. We're going to save on up. So, Craig, you are, I mean, look at this pilot. 2s across the board, and then boom, we hired them with an 8 in tactics. That is fantastic. Look at this. -2 indirect fire penalty, -4 minimum range penalty, and of course, you've got the +2 LRM clustering. Oh, man. See, just make him look a little Will Riker, I guess. We can do that. We can definitely do that.
Copy.
Do you still want to be a lady with a beard, or do you want to be a dude with a beard, or somewhere in between? It is absolutely your call. I'm going to look for a beard right now. See if I can't get some of that rolling on here. See if there's a William Riker approach to this. Great with tactics. Nice. We'll go with a stylish. We'll go with a stylish William Riker. How about that right there? Get the little sideburns going on. I don't know if there's an actual better William Riker approach to this anywhere in here. Unless you want a really fuzzy William Riker, one of those two. Being a guy. All right. We'll get that squared up. Let's see. There we go. So, dude, and
Ready to rock.
alrighty. So the question is this going to work for you, buddy? Or do you want some more stuff going on? Oh, man. See, probably not the eye makeup is probably not ideal. Let's see. There we go. Just mess with the hair a little bit. All right, let's see what we have here for some hairstyles. Let's get a better camera view here to try to look around. So again, for any of our other pilots that are out there, if you're in our amazing Lance, the Red Box Privateers, and you want to go in and have anything changed, you want me to switch some stuff around, just let me know, and we can definitely make that work for sure, all day, every day, without an issue. Trying to see if there's a good military cut in here. Not particularly seeing a good one. What are you thinking? That works? Is that the one? Anything that comes up, Craig, just let me know if you want to change it. We can definitely get that squared away. Alrighty, so here we go. Rock and roll. Saving it on up. Craig is currently in the game, in the crew. If we need to change stuff, he will let me know. Or she. We don't know. It is the way that it rolls. So, let's rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, on to our next navigation location. You can give Gecko the Gecko hairstyle. Okay. I will try to get that squared away. Right now we are on a Hosley RML, and we're going to be looking for another 1.5 skull. We're going to try to punch up a little bit. We'll see how that goes. We're going to press function 1 on the keyboard to make sure that we hide all the places that we have been. It's probably my most favorite feature here on the entirety of this. You can see that all of the places we've been are hidden. That way it's visually easier to see where we are. Now, we are currently right here in Hosley RML. There's a travel contract here that is much too higher for us. We could come over here to the planet system of Unity. Looks like there's only 2 individuals there to take missions against. That gets us a lot closer to the clans, or we can kind of travel south a little bit. Ooh, we could travel way up here, but I'm not really excited about that. Active factions, of course, are going to be the TheChronicToast Combine, but it's Clan Smoke Jaguar territory. I don't really want to take missions against them right now. We can come all the way down here to Hokkaido, but again, that's a lot of travel time, 32 days versus 29 days and a little cheaper. We could just burn all the way out here, straight up to Yamesta, inner sphere level civilization, 38 days. That's going to be definitely definitely going to be a lot of extra travel time. I think we're going to come up here to Unity, agricultural, aquaculture, chemicals, inner sphere level civilization, large population, moons, poor recreation, and its travel hub. Not too amazing, but it should be okay. So we're definitely going to do that. An agricultural world with a substantial trading outpost. One corporation, Pesht Motors, has a small facility on the planet producing many small cars and tractors, but with the option to expand into larger units. Oh, man. Craig says Unity for now. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, that there are some good, missions here. We'll see how it goes. We're going to get in there, and we're going to set course. And actually, ladies and gents, as soon as we can, we're going to pause it because we might as well repair that mech that was damaged here before too long. We're gonna get into the mech bay, come back over here, and make sure that that Vindicator is repaired. And now, before we get there, I believe we are going to get the Vindicator is going to be back in action, the Zappa version, the all energy variant, and the Wolverine will be good in 6 days. So we'll be able to take a look at that. So keep your eyeballs on a good Wolverine variant for kind of what you want to see, and let me know. And we're going to try it on out. We could possibly go with an LRM Wolverine or a few different ways to approach that. Not really sure, but we could give it a shot. So give me a holler and let me know. Looks like we've got all the mechs readied on up. I don't think Yang told us anything about that. I don't remember if they do. There they are. All the work orders are complete. And of course, we're going to have the upgraded lounge in 4 days and a financial report in 7. So we've got about 18 days to get these mechs fitted back up. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What do we want to do for the Wolverine up here? We've got 3 missile hardpoints, support, jump jets, energy, and some ballistics. We could cram this Wolverine 6R. This is going to be your heaviest mech, just full of LRMs if we want to. That might work out well for Krieg as a pilot. We'll see. And I actually am looking at this mech here. I quite like this paint job up here. This is really cool. That's really, really, really cool. Oh, man. That's pretty nifty. Yeah. Consider me a fan, ladies and gentlemen. That looks really awesome. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So think about what we want to do with the Wolverine. We've got a lot of stuff that we can stuff in there if we wanted to, but we only have, we could try to do a couple things on the arms or whatever, but if you have some ideas, post it here in the chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, please continue to post your ideas down below in the comment section, because there are times that we come back to these things as well. And we can definitely always refit it depending on the needs of the Lance and kind of where the mercenary company is at. In the meantime, we're going to come down here and take a look at the Locust 1M. I love these things. They're absolutely just little tiny terrors, especially if you're cramming them full of LRMs. Now, we can't put twin LRMs on there of LRM 10s. You can see we don't even really have the tonnage to do this. Even if we strip all of the armor, it's not going to be enough. So the ideal is to get in with twin LRM 5s, and that can usually be enough, but it gets a little dicey because you don't have that much of your ammo available to kind of handle that, and you're really, really light on armor. So again, the goal of this particular one is to not get in brawl at all. It's basically to dump missiles over and over and over again. So that is going to be the goal. We're going to put the ammo here. Oh boy. I'm trying to think of where the best location and places to do that. We're just going to put it with the weapon systems. It'll be all right. I'm assuming, maybe. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so that's going to be, let's see, LRMs. That is going to be 240 rounds that we can launch, which is going to be a lot. This thing can stand in the back and just harass over and over and over again. Craig says, I love the Wolverine, and they can fill a number of roles. Absolutely, absolutely. Craig says its stock loadout is actually not bad, and it jumps further than the Shadowhawk and spreads the weapons around unlike a potato. That's very true. The Griffin is very much right arm, right torso focused. We've had that part of that mech fall off many times. Now, chat, we could go in here. This will give us roughly, I think, 24 turns. 24 turns of continuous fire, which might be a lot. But if we go down to 1 LRM ammo, that would only give us 12 turns total with these LRMs here. So we could do that. We could definitely make that the case. We could only come in with 1 LRM5 and throw, let's say, a medium laser on. We can definitely possibly make that work. And that way, at least when we're dry with the LRMs, we can at least have a medium laser to get in and brawl. But really, there's not much point in brawling when everything is immediately blown off with a single hit. That's my concern. So I think that being the case, unless we ever run across half LRM ammo, I think we're just going to leave it like this and let the LRMs do the talking. Oh, man. Yeah, Craig, I absolutely agree, though, that the stock loadout on the Wolverine is not bad. I would say that's true in tabletop as well. It's really, really, really good. We're going to call this the Locust LRM because that's what it is. Definitely going to make that a whoosh whoosh for days. Long distance support mech. LRM 10s repeatedly, not too shabby on a pretty fast platform. I think that's going to be a nice little mech, especially for those lower tier missions that we run across. So the question here is, what do we do with the Wolverine? First off, we're going to maximum armor unless we're going to go in and stuff it full of other things like LRMs and whatnot. We've done a lot of stuff with these mechs over the years. If we do LRMs across the board, it puts it into the left torso. All of our ballistics are on the right arm, so that is very, very dangerous, but it could be useful. It could be enough. The stock loadout here, we're going to take a look at this here, is not bad, right? A medium laser in the head, AC5 on the arm, SRM6 in the torso. It's kind of a jack of all trades. It's a little disappointing compared to the 50-tonner variants of these mechs. Not the Wolverine, but just 50-tonner mechs and under, because of the way that the engine size is. Anything that's at 55 and up really feels like you've got more armor, but you can't put as much weaponry inside. Whereas everything 50-tonner and lower, you can put a lot more weapons on it, but you don't have enough armor. And that's because that's where the breakover point is, where the engines get bigger here in the lore for the universe, as well as from the tabletop game that certain things are based on. Now, that being said, we have the armor maxed out. We're not necessarily going to try to get close, so we might not need to do a lot of extra crazy things. But I'm curious. So we have an AC-20. We could stuff that in there and put a few rounds of ammo in and just go ham. Like, just straight up, just boom, boom, boom. But of course, you lose the right arm and then you're done. That's all you're going to run into, which is not ideal, right? So, fingers crossed, there's certain things that you can do to make this work, but it's not that amazing. We can lower the armor down here in order to get some of the stuff back a little bit. But again, there's not much. There's not much that you got going on. So we could turn this into an AC-20 variant, or we could turn it into a big, giant pile of LRMs. That could be a lot of fun as well. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. So we're just going to go straight up to back max armor, and we're going to see what we can fit in here. So LRM 10, 43. Oh, we only have the one LRM 10. What do we have in the store over the area that we're flying through right now? That's the good question. LRM 20 we could stuff in there. I don't think that's necessarily that amazing, but it could work. It could work. That's going to be 10 tons. And we could do it, but we're not going to have that much in the way of firepower. We could throw a few more LRM5s and then make it an LRM20 that way. But again, that's not the most appropriate thing in the world either. So fingers crossed, right? This is 1 ton less, but I don't know. What does chat think? Please let me know what we could possibly do. We could also turn it into an SRM boat. That could be a lot of fun as well. There's a lot of different ways that we could go about this. Oh, man. I'm definitely considering buying the LRM20. I just don't know if that's going to be something that we definitely would want to do for sure. They don't have an LRM10 here at all, so that's a bummer. I would love to try to put 3 LRM10s in here. That would be potentially pretty darn cool. I think we could definitely fit that in here. 3 LRM10s for 30 and just fill it up with nothing but missiles. That could be a lot of fun. So, in the meantime, we're going to leave it as an LRM10 with 2 LRM5s, just because that's what we have on hand. We're going to try to put some more LRM ammo into this, try to get it up to snuff just a little bit, so we got a few rounds of whoosh whoosh noises coming and going and doing fun things of that nature. And then we're going to see what else we can do. There's not much available, because I don't think we have enough tonnage extra here in 5.5 tons to really get in here and put any systems, that much of these weapon systems in here from the ballistic side of things. They're just a little bit too heavy. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna leave this the way that it is. I think we're gonna take a step back, and we're gonna see if we can't possibly find a better deal on some LRM10s. And we'll leave the Wolverine alone for now until we kind of figure out what we want to do with it, and we will go from there. Bada bing, bada boom. So in the meantime, we're going to go in with a build I think that'll work out all right, and we're going to come back to the Wolverine, and we can strip this all down if we need to. We're going to stuff a bunch of SRM6s in here, which is something that we're very, very familiar with. We've gone down this road before. It's all right. It does okay. It's not that amazing, but it can indeed get the job done. Maximum armor it up. Grab ourselves a little bit of extra heat sinking that we'll need to put in there. Make sure we got ourselves some ammo as well for these SRMs. We got a lot of it. We're gonna put it all here in the torso, just because it's in the area. Not too surprising. It's just the way that it's gonna roll. And I think with 2 of these, we should be enough. Let's see, 100 rounds is 200 rounds divided by, yeah, it's about 10 to 14-ish full rounds of salvo shooting. That should be good. We've got enough left over that we could put an extra couple things in here, and then we'll see how that rolls. Weapon system, medium laser in the head. Be all right. We don't really have any sort of good, crazy equipment in here. So what we are going to do is add some heat sinks over here in the other torso, just because why not? And we're going to go and get ourselves some jump jets as well down here in the legs. And this should be enough to kind of even this out a little bit. Pop that back down a little bit. There we go, 55 tons. Is it the most amazing thing? Not that amazing, but we'll see. Craig says, lose some of the armor and put a medium in the head to still fight after ammo is good. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I try to target about 12 to 14 rounds, 10 to 15 rounds of firing with the SRM6s. I think this is definitely going to work well. This build on the 6R doesn't really lend itself as easily to brawling just because of the support weapon placement. But I think this will be okay. We've got a medium laser. We can still get in and punch. We've got enough to get in here and get our ammo count low enough that it's not going to crit and explode halfway through a battle. So I think we'll call this good for now. We'll call this the Wolverine SRM. And I think definitely, let's see, 6 times 324 times 10, 240. You've got about 8 rounds because we've got about. Okay, no, you're absolutely right. So we're going to go and put another round of SRM ammo in. We're 1 ton overweight. Pulling down a heatsink. There we are. And we're going to run a little bit hot. That's all right. Not a big deal. We can definitely cycle SRMs. We'll be good to go. I think now we've got about 12 rounds, I think. That'll be good to go. 12 days to get that squared up. That'll be all right. And if we get a chance to get some LRMs, we can come back in and tool this mech down from being a front line approacher and brawler to switching back to more of a long distance way to go. So, Crick said, put the ammo in the legs and put the jump jets in the torso. Yeah, I absolutely agree, Craig. So normally the best way is to put all the ammo in the legs. Coming from tabletop, you can't really do that. So lore-wise, I like to keep it with the weapon. It makes it a bit more of a masochistic approach, but that way, if you run out of ammo or the weapons get let's say the weapons get destroyed already, you don't have ticking time bombs in your legs and other stuff like that. So, especially with this, we're going to be doing some DFAs most probably. Hey, Boba F3077, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the adventure, for sure. I like this paint job for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, Bubba says he's ensuring they never capture as a pilots alive and get intel. That's true. That's true. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah. See, if you lose the legs, you can still jump around. That's true. That's why we at least have one in the middle. Mostly, this is aesthetic wise, right? So we're gonna rock and roll with that for now, and we're gonna see if we can't recover from that in some way or the other. So one thing at a time. Let's try to get ourselves over here to the Argo being upgraded with a lounge, and we can go and pick another upgrade from that point. And then we're gonna get to our location and make some more questionable decisions, which is always part of the fun, always part of the adventure. So we got the Argo upgrade finished up. We're gonna go back here to engineering, look at the ship upgrades, see what else we can do. We got some extra goodies up here. All the recreation is taken care of. What do we need to get more of this? We need beta pod, it looks like. So in order to get beta pod, that's not too shabby on prices. Kind of want to do some smaller upgrades though in the meantime. So improved automation. There we go. Allows repair bay 3 and mech bay 3 to repair at 100%. Perfect. That way we can get in here and repair 3 mechs all at once. We're going to get that in the queue. That's very, very relatively cheap. I don't know what we're going to have for missions at our location. So, fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Oh, Hunter's like 6 times 3 is 18. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're working through math. It's a Sunday night. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Breadbox Privateers. Welcome to the adventure. It's yeah. We're good. We're here, we're having fun. We're making bad mistakes. We're making, questionable decisions. And it's all good. It's all good. It's all part of the fun. All day, every day. We're going to come up here and shift-click on the financial report to jump straight to that. It limits the number of animations that I have to go through here. Harry78 is the one that's pulled this amazing mod together, has added a lot of nifty, neat little features in here that are unobtrusive, and I really like it, especially in travel. It helps save a lot of time. Operating expenses are very expensive. I've seen them much, much higher, but right there, it pulls us down below 1.5 million C-bills, which means we are going to be prioritizing C-bills on our next mission. That's kind of our house rule. Below 1.5 million C-bills is going to be prioritizing those, and anything above 2.5 is prioritizing salvage. Otherwise, it's in the middle a little bit. It kind of makes the early game a little bit harder. It makes some of our decisions that we do here a little bit more drastic, as well as some of our tactical decisions not being perfectly up to snuff. It's going to be complete organized chaos with a lot of sadness and a lot of fun, which is always a lot of fun. For those of you that don't know, we are playing on 8 pieces per mech. Salvage is on stingy. CT destruction means the mech is destroyed. Lethality for pilot lethality. So once they get 3 their injuries, then they're out. They're gone. There's no chance to bring them back. So we'll see. Boba says, how much have you played this game? Just started watching BattleTech. I've been playing this on the record, at least here streaming for over 400 plus hours, and off the record, just playing locally and stuff like that. Golly gee whiz, over 1,000. I've played the snot out of this in the vanilla campaign. So my vanilla campaign is going on 32 years in game. So I finally got a pilot to the point where they've aged old enough that they've picked up things like they've got a fatal condition and stuff like that as a pilot quirk, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, there's just a lot to love about the core game in vanilla, which is an absolute blast. It's got a really rewarding play loop where you go in, you make decisions, you get loot, you improve, and you keep going back over and over again, which is a lot of fun. And BEX3025 Commander's Edition, which is the mod that we're playing here today, just builds upon that. It adds a lot more content to the vanilla game, and it really feels like a proper expansion. There's a lot of other amazing mods that are out there. Don't get me wrong. You've got BattleTech Advanced, you've got RogueTech, you've got Heidi's Rim, you've got BattleTech Revised, which I have done some work on as far as being a modder. And they all do their different things, but BEX3025 I keep coming back to over and over again, simply because it's amazing, right? It feels like a proper expansion. And for those of you that are curious and want to learn more about the mod, if you don't already know, you can find more information about this over on nexusmods.com. You can download it for free over there. If you have any questions about that, you can ask in that thread that's available, or you can find in that thread access to their Discord page. You can link over there and have large conversations with a pretty large group. And for those of you that are watching this on YouTube when this goes live in just about a week, all you have to do is go over to nexusmods.com and type in 3025. It'll be the first one that pops up, which is pretty awesome. So what do we have in front of us? We have an event. Oh, baby, June 3rd, 3052, Festival of Lights. As the morning briefing draws to a close, Darius rises a final point of discussion. The crew's been wound a little tight lately, and the lounge is empty too often. Tug Bobo brought it to my attention, along with a suggestion that we do something about it. I'm thinking that some kind of celebration is in order. Anyone have any ideas? Sumire raises her hand. My family used to observe the Festival of Lights around this time of year. We'd light candles for the dead, then throw a wild party in their honor. Yang snorts. Come on, Sumire. This sounds like a highbrow for people who go skinny dipping in cooling tanks. How about we give Tug Bobo permission to throw a cake party instead? What do you say about it, House? Oh man, I think Festival Lights is really cool. Sounds like chat's talking about that as well. Bobo says it's an Indian holiday, Diwali Festival of Lights. Oh, that's right. Oh man, yeah, I would also agree, Craig. BEX3025 also seems like the most stable of all the mods that are out there. I've been very happy with that. I will say this, that RogueTech has been notoriously unstable. That's what it's known for. They've done a lot to improve that, but they still have a couple issues that are out there. But yeah, if you want a proper feeling of an expansion and if you just finished the campaign in the vanilla game of BattleTech, I cannot recommend BEX3025, which is what we're playing now, is the first mod that you pick up and play. It feels so full of new content that it feels like it builds on the existing vanilla gameplay, and the little tweaks here and there. It doesn't feel like a completely new game. I really like it. Harry has done a fantastic, amazing job with it. Absolutely. So that being said, we're going to spend 25,000 C-bills. We're going to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Oh, man. The lounge looks like a different place in the light of 1,000 burning candles. As Sumire pours shot after shot for the attendees, the stories being shared go from sad to body to riotously funny. Then then the music takes an upturn and things really start heating up. The next morning, Darius says, "That festival of lights may have gotten a bit too festive. Half the crew is either passed out or still drunk, and the med bay is a disaster area. Someone decided to get creative with the melted wax from the candles, and, well, I'll leave it to your imagination, Haas. But we're going to take an efficiency hit there for a week. It takes to clean things up. Morale increased by 1, we lose 25,000 C-bills, and the company suffers a -1 medical point penalty for 7 days. I think that was definitely worth it." Craig says, "I've noticed Tug Bobo always seems to be involved in these events." Yeah, definitely a rowdy character, for sure. I mean, it kind of fits, right? Absolutely. Boba says, "I just bought base BattleTech. We'll get the DLC later. I tend to play mods after I fully understand the game so I can judge the game on its base merits." I think that's an absolutely amazing approach. So, Boba, I think if you go through and you play the campaign that's there, with, the Urano restoration and all that fun stuff, I think by the time you get done with that campaign with the vanilla game, you're going to have a very solid understanding of a lot of the mechanics that are in the game, and you're going to have a really good feel for what you like and what you don't like. Now, that being said, the DLCs, they largely add additional maps, a few extra mechs, some extra weapon systems, and the one that I cannot recommend enough is Flashpoints. Those add in miniature story missions. So instead of just going to a planet, taking a mission, and getting some C-bills and loot, and then you have the main campaign missions, the Flashpoints add in mini campaign missions. These are missions that can be 2, 3, 4 strung together scenarios that you finish one and the next one shows up. And so if you do pick up some DLC, the first one I would recommend is Flashpoints. They're all worthwhile, they're all good, but definitely a lot of fun. But that being said, seriously, when you finish the main campaign, you'll have a pretty good idea. And if you like what you've been playing, keep an eye on BEX3025 as the first place you go for mods. It's a lot of fun. So, Baba says, "Thanks. I'll check them at 100%, so it's not post content. It's filling out the base mode." Yeah, that's what's really cool about it. So what I would say is Flashpoints is probably the one DLC that adds some new stuff to it, which is really just miniature campaign missions that are kind of like side campaigns and side stories, which really feels like it adds a lot more to the core narrative of what you're like, I'm a mercenary company and I'm going out and getting stuff done. That really adds into that. But the other DLC is just added more places to fight, more mechs, more weapon systems, and it's a lot of fun. But absolutely, man, or the core game is amazing. That's what I finished my campaign on, my first campaign playthrough, and just, dude, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to catch us live here when we're in chat, or you can go over to the BEX3025 Discord, even if it's just general questions for the game, and the people over there will be able to help you out, even if the mod's not necessarily installed. But again, if you have any questions and you're looking for some answers, hit me up with a private message here on Twitter or here on Discord. Twitch is the place that we're at. Any of those that you can find me, I'll definitely be willing to help you out as well, for sure, if you have any questions, for sure. So, man, oh boy, golly gee whiz, I'm excited. I love it. We're definitely streaming later than we usually do on Sundays, and I'm a little bit tired, but this is amazing. I'm just excited. So we're a little bit hyped up on caffeination. We're a little bit exhausted. We're tired, but we are making some fun adventures here in BattleTech, and we're going to keep on going. The plan is here to stream for another hour, so we'll see how far we get. Our Wolverine is going to be built up and ready here within 1 day. There it is. The SRM build is good to go. DK's done in 1 day as well. We have 6 days to get to Unity. So we're going to shift-click there, and we should jump in. There it is around this. Oh, look at those beautiful clouds. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another thing I really like about this game, is it can be absolutely gorgeous at times. The game crew over at Harebrained Schemes for the vanilla game did a really good job. Every time I play this, there's this moments where I just get my breath taken away a little bit, just based on the scenery and stuff, which is really nice. And there's some good stuff here for sure. So that being said, we're here on Unity for the Draconis Combine. Before we even go and take a look at things to buy, let's see what we have for contracts. Hopefully there's something here. There's a couple things. We've got a few half skulls, a couple 1 skulls. Not really a 1.5 skull. So for those of you that are just kind of new to the BattleTech and are kind of curious, when we're talking about skull difficulties, half skull is the weakest missions that you can run into. It's the most likely that you're going to be able to succeed, and you can usually tackle those with smaller, less well-equipped mechs. 5 skulls, you're often running up against multiple enemy lances of full-on assault class 100-ton mechs, It is brutal. It is just catastrophic and very, very hard. Now, understanding kind of what we talk about when we're saying, oh, this is a two skull mission. Why might that not necessarily be a good idea? Well, here these skull ratings are not guarantees. They're general approximations based on your intel that your ship crew Darius we have down here is kind of giving us guidelines on. So this is a two skull mission. This could flex one skull down. This could be an easier mission and would be one skull difficulty, or it could flex one skull up to three skull difficulty. And so this could be a bit more than we can tackle, or it could be easily enough. And that's the risk that you take, a little bit of risk versus reward. You have a little better idea based on some of the content here. For example, max pay is 960,000 C bills. That's a decent amount. You can see this 2.5 skull has less, and the max salvage is lower. So here you're going to run into a lot more mechs. You're going to run into a lot more mechs potentially, and potentially some higher quality mechs. So this mission might actually be more dangerous than this one up here. It really depends on kind of what you run into. But keep in mind, if you're working for pirates or against pirates, you don't just have that one skull flex where this could go to a 1 or a 3. You have an additional half skull flex because pirates are notoriously not necessarily very forthright, either as an employer or someone to fight against. So what that means is if this was a pirate mission, it is a plus or minus 1.5 skull. So this could be a half skull straight up. This could just be a straight up half skull mission. Easy, easy, easy. Or this could be a 3.5 skull mission and just be beyond our pay grade. And this is where this can kind of help kind of gauge to say, yeah, this probably isn't going to be a half skull mission. This is probably going to be closer to a 3.5 skull. So we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of what I've run across. That's kind of the tribal knowledge that I've learned. It's true in vanilla. It's true in the mod that we're playing. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're trying to figure out, is this something that I want to tackle right now? What's the risk for me taking these missions? So right here we have a battle in the lowlands. That's all right. We have a solo duel. These are duels. These are sorts of battles that you can get here in the mod. These are not in the vanilla version of the game. And they are what they say, 1v1, which is pretty darn cool. So this one could pay pretty good. The salvage isn't great, but we are looking for the money. That's what we're here for. This half skull down here is Blackout. This is going to be, again, a multi-tier mission that's unique to this mod, which is always potentially dangerous, but a lot of fun. Again, there's not that much money to be made there, and that's kind of where we're at least for this first mission. And down here, again, not that much money. So I think what we're going to do for today is we're going to tackle Life Lesson. This is a one skull. It's a solo duel. Let's see what they have to say. It looks like it's going to be, yeah, we're working for the Cretans against someone else, trying to teach somebody a lesson. So fingers crossed it works out all right. We're gonna tackle on in here. This is gonna have a tonnage limit, I think. Our maximum number of mechs. So we have one. Let's see what we have to work with here. So we are below our self-imposed requirement of 1.5 million C-bills. So as a result, for us, we're going to move this slider towards the C-bills. We're not going to get any salvage, which is a bummer, but we are going to get some C-bills, which is going to be very, very nice. It's against the pirates. So this is a one skull that could flex to a two skull that could flex to a 2.5 skull. That could be a problem. We're going to hit that accept button there, and max is 35 tons. So we have some choices to make. We take the Jenner, which has 4 medium lasers, and just scoot and zoot back and forth all over the place. Or we could take our Punchbot Fire Starter in. If chat has a preference on that, please post it in the comment section here, and we'll see how that goes. For our Fire Starter, we have 2 medium lasers and a lot of critical hit-seeking machine guns, which basically means once you crack the armor, every single hit from a machine gun bullet is going to be going in and just going bap, bap, bap over and over. Or the Jenner is going to be more of an energy fighter, in and out, relying on all of those evasion pips and using those 4 medium lasers. We've got one vote from Bubba for fire. Oh, man. I think that's probably what we're going to go with. This is potentially going to be dangerous, so we'll see what happens. Who do we have for a good melee pilot? Now, of course, we've got Toast down there, myself. We're not going to put them into that particular situation. But Tug Bobo wanted to party, so I say, let's put Tug Bobo into the fire starter and see if we can't crash and smash and dash our way to victory. Now, these solo duels were against pirates. They might not bring a 35-ton mech. They might bring a 55-ton mech. We don't know. They're not necessarily known for being reliable, so we will see. We're going to hit that deploy button. We're going to see how horrible this goes, how sideways, upside down, and on fire it gets before we run into success. And in the meantime, I'm going to reach down to the grab bag of voicedom and grab a voice for our narrative reading and grab a swig of some delicious Diet Mountain Dew. Oh, baby. Oh, man, good stuff. So what do we have here? The mission title is Teach a Life Lesson. There's going to be a bonus objective that comes up that we don't quite know just yet. This is a solo duel for 250,000 C-bills, 0 out of 0 salvage. One skull, we know this could switch up to a 2.5 skull. That could be very, very dangerous. What do we have here? A rich Cretan businessman has requested that we show his arrogant stepson what real fighting feels like. We thought breadbox privateers could help us out here. Now don't hold back now, you hear? This father wants to teach a real life lesson, especially for his pirate side of the family. I have to hand it to this guy. At least he cares enough about his son to teach him a thing or two, even if that means a knock to the head. Or two. Darius, as long as the money comes through, I'll be okay. All right, Tug. Let's get in there and get this job done. Boy, there he is, Commander. This might be a real easy job, but it's a job all the same. Knock him about a bit, then finish things off. His dad will be happier than he'll be. That's right, Craig. Grab the popcorn.
Okay.
This is going to be an exciting, horrible engagement for one of us. We don't quite know who just yet. Now, the question is, where is our target? They're over here somewhere. They're fighting in a big, giant coliseum. Destroy the arrogant stepson's mech. All right, Tug, we're going to sprint at full speed into the forest. One, that gives us 4 evasion pips, which means we have a much better chance to avoid incoming fire, and the forest will give us cover. So if we do receive damage, it is going to be significantly reduced. Trees and all that in the way. And we're going to do it face on because I want to spread out that damage as much as possible. So here we go. We are sprinting on in, getting out evasion pips all set up, and we're going to see. Oh, they're not moving just yet. We're not in cover. Well. So we're going to move a little bit closer, not going to build up quite as many evasion pips. We're going to stay right here in the tree line and see what we got. There it is. Henry Toppeltiff. What a name. Oh, boy. So you're the rubbish my father is sending to train against? Just like the other servants. Pitiful. Oh, boy. All right, Tug. Time to teach him a lesson. I forgot what sort of mech that was. We're going to find out here real soon. I think it might have been a javelin. We're going to reserve. We're going to try to reserve down at the very, very end.
Waiting for the shot.
That way, hopefully, we can get a chance to go first next time. No guarantee. We're going to see. And we're just going to brace. We're going to let them come to us. This is a potentially very, very dangerous maneuver because they're going to get a chance to shoot at us. But I want to get a good idea what's going on here. And ladies and gentlemen, this individual, this Toppeltiff, is in a Wasp 1A. This is a 25-ton mech. So we have them out-tonnaged. And so this one skull that could flex 1.5 skulls, this is a half skull mission. And they are full-on armored, but they are in rough terrain, which means they're going to take more stability damage. But they only have a single medium laser and a single SRM2. Now, they are fully armored, but there's not much there. And if you get to the backside, yeah. This person really doesn't know mechs that well, especially if they think they can take us on. We're not here to train with them. We're here to end them just a wee little bit. Now, we are going to move down here, and we're going to move up this way.
Heading out.
You can see that we got an additional item down here, which is a marsh. Units within marsh gain 50% stability damage reduction from all attacks, which is nice. You know, the ground absorbs stuff a little bit. And we're going to use Precision Strike as well. This right off the bat. We're going to try to go straight through the CT to core out this mech in one salvo. That's right, Craig. It says, teach that blackguard a lesson. Well, we're going to hit that fire button, and we're going to see what happens.
Targeting source on
Daka. And there goes all the CT armor. They're a little unsettled, chat, but they're not enough to punch out. And because of how we reserved all the way down, we get to go again. Oh, baby, it's a bad day.
Receiving you.
And we're not going to spend time shooting. We're going to spend time punching. Because what that means is we don't get a chance to fire medium lasers. We get a chance to do some melee damage as well as crunch open the machine guns.
Warning, inbound raid detected.
Data King won with the raid. Oh, man. Oh, baby. The breadbox privateers. Grab your muskets. Grab your toasters. Don't confuse the two. One is for fun and one is for dinner. They don't make good companions in other uses. Oh, baby. How's everybody doing? DK, how is it going, my friend? Usually we're the one that raids you, but today we're playing a little bit later. Oh, man, good stuff. How was your Mech Warrior 5 action? I'm assuming that's what's going on. That's right. Oh, baby. We're going to give a shout out here to Data King 1. Ladies and gents, if you don't know who DK is, they're an amazing, amazing individual. And
Subscriber mode activated.
thank you for the subscription. 14 months. That's more than a year, DK. That's a long time. That's like as long as I've been streaming. Holy wow. Oh, wow. Absolutely. Ladies and gents, if you don't know who DK is, give him a follow. Follows are free. He does a lot of BattleTech stuff in the terms of Mech Warrior 5, which is amazing, amazing. They're going through a really, really masochistic playthrough, which is amazingly fun. And some of the paint jobs over there are pretty crazy, you know. Don't know who kind of signed them up for that, but it's a lot of fun. But that's right. Welcome all the raiders that came from DK1. It's an absolute blast to have you here. We are in the middle of a duel, teaching someone's arrogant stepson. You can see it right here. It's on the name, arrogant stepson. A lesson. They kind of want to fight us. We're in a fire starter that gets to shoot twice at point blank range, and we're about ready to melee. So, yeah, it's not going to be that great for them. Rishnik says, pretty crazy. Some of those paint jobs are mine, you know. I know. And they're beautiful. Oh, yeah. Saber Viper says, his wasp doesn't look so good. That's right, because we just shot him, and now we're going to punch him and shoot him. So, here we go. Buckle up. Here it is. Oh, 45 internal and 6 fully loaded machine guns finding their way on in. And there it is. Left torso, left arm, and CT destroyed. And we crit the SRM too. That's right. He should get over his shock in a week or so, Commander. He might be sore for a bit longer. I don't know, Darius. He might be dead. Oh, holy wow. Oh, Isa. Crazy, crazy days. But yeah, man, DK, it's so good to see you. Absolutely, absolutely. That's right. If the paint job is an eyesore, it's probably Chronic's fault. Yeah, I come up with crazy ideas. I go, what 3 colors don't go together? And let's find a paint job that works for it. It's a lot of fun. We're slowly making enemies with the pirates. That's all right. It's all part of the adventure. Lesson taught permanently. So let's see here. Now, of course, they're disputing the salvage. They want to keep the Wasp. I don't really care too much about the Wasp, but I don't really want the medium lasers. Wasps give us the ability to hopefully get some more stuff. So we're going to straight up refuse. That's all right. We don't... Oh, actually, yeah, I probably shouldn't have actually disputed that because we didn't get any salvage from this. So, oh well, it is what it is. It's all part of the adventure. That's A-okay. Deathfox says, yeah, Chronic has the urge for glitter and pastels. I do from time to time. They make some really, really amazingly horrible and delicious things, for sure. So for those that are curious what we're doing, we're playing BattleTech Extended 3025 Commander's Edition mod. It's a mod by Harry78 for the BattleTech game by HBS. If you're curious on where to get more information about that, you can always go over to the mod page on nexusmods.com. And if you want to learn more and you have some questions, you can ask those questions there, or on that page, they have a link to their Discord, which is a pretty awesome community as well. Now, for this, we are playing on some of the most masochistic, hardest settings you can play on in this mod. Pilot progression is on slow, 8 pieces per mech to build. CT destruction is on, so when a mech gets cored, it is gone. Pilot lethality is on. Last stream, we lost Hamster of Wrath. It was a sad, sad day, but we just got the opportunity as a result to hire in Craig 0077. And yes, DK1 is a member of this crew, and they're still alive, which is pretty fantastic and amazing, if you ask me. That's pretty darn cool. So we try to stream at least once a week. Every now and then we'll get bonus streams in on Fridays, but usually our streams are every single Sunday. And if you want to learn more about our past and previous streams, we're talking about 400 plus hours of pro pirate streams and all that fun stuff in terms of, pro pirate campaigns within BattleTech is what I'm referring to. You can find all that content over on my YouTube page, as well as a bunch of other cool daily stuff, new games and shenanigans and things like that over there. So what do we want to dive on into next? I think it's probably going to be, we're looking at probably a 1 skull. It's probably going to be Take the Bait. Working for the Federated Sons. Not my most proud moment at the time, but it's all right. We're the Breadbox Privateers. The narrative is we are, privateers out of the Outworlds Alliance. Just kind of sow chaos and destruction and a little bit of fun stuff like that. So let's see. Take the Bait. Ooh, someone's tracking a very heavy mech with Cretan Heraldry. This could be good, or it could be an overgrown Panther. So we'll see how that goes. Darius is not comfortable with how little information they have. Well, it means we're going to have about the same intel as Darius usually gives us. This is a 1 skull mission. This could flex to 2 skulls in difficulty. I think it'll be okay. think it'll be all right. We're going to leave this here in the middle. Pick one, get 6, 100,000 C-bills to cover our drop cost. If we're lucky, we'll get about 120 after bonuses, and we'll see how that goes. So we're going to accept that on up. Tugboba's already tuckered on out, so we're going to pull these mechs back and see what we have. We've got another proper heavy, an all SRM6 Wolverine because we couldn't find enough LRMs for it. That's all right. We've got 2 Vindicators as well, an LRM-focused one, as well as a Zap variant. We're talking PPCs and I believe 4 medium lasers. Pretty darn good heat efficiency. Usually we try to target 4 bars heat efficiency. And I tell you what, on simulation difficulty, it's hard enough to cram enough stuff in there without putting heat sinks in. So we will see. We're also going to pull down the Jenner. This mech has been doing a lot of work for us, which is pretty darn cool. 4 medium lasers and some jump jets. Not too shabby. Saber Viper asks, how early into your campaign are you? We started in 3049, I think is what it is, and we're in May. No, we're in June. June 3rd. 3052 if I had to hazard a guess. So Tukey, it hasn't quite happened yet, at least to my knowledge. The clans are invading pretty hardcore. It looks horrible, and I don't know that much about the clan invasion, so we're learning as we go through the mod, which is a lot of fun. So because we're playing on some of the slowest, most brutal, difficult settings possible, we spend a lot more time in the lights in early phases. And once you start to get into some of your heavy pieces, you can snowball up into assaults pretty quickly at that point. We're just now starting to build a Wolverine. We've lost a number of medium maxes because of some of the difficulties that are there. And, poor pilot error on my part, which is all part of the fun. So, hey, Derek, 989, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the fun in Tetro75. Oh, baby. Oh, buddy. Man, chat is hopping off today. A lot of fun. Saber says, still early-ish in your campaign then. You've managed to put together a pretty decent loadout of mechs. Through trial and error and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, mostly blood from the pilots. We've only lost one. Hamster of Wrath, unfortunately, kicked it last stream. So it didn't work out very well at the end of the day. But hey, you do what you got to do. Our very first medium mech that we ever built, it got smashed and wrecked. Yeah, it was a dervish. I was really excited about it, and then we overheated it. We didn't find the big red overheat button and override button for the heat, and then it just got blown up, which was very, very sad. The pilot survived though, so that was pretty darn cool. So what do we want to do down here? We got Craig 0077, full tactical, 2s across the board and everything else. We're gonna hold off on to Craig for more melee action. Definitely. Well, oh man. We want some melee or LRMs. We don't really have a good LRM boat just yet, so we'll see how that goes. What we do need is DK1 as well as Serve Cold back in their Vindicators. The question is who decides to go where. Let's see, DK spent a lot of time in the Vindicator, so has Served Cold, which is doing all right. Here we go. I think we'll just kind of leave it at that. The Zap, we'll give the Zap to Served Cold on long distance to DK1, unless Data King has some opinions on whether they want to be energy focused or LRM10 focused, and then we'll kind of swap it on up. But as far as the whoosh whoosh noises here for the Wolverine SRM, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really, really good question. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know. We're going to pull Tank here down here into one of these other mechs. I think we're going to give them the Jenner. They really, really like that, which is a lot of fun. So DK says, all I know is I'm missing some epic facial hair. That's true. That's true. I'm pretty sure it got burned off during the last stream of all the overheating that was there. As they say in Russia. Oh, man. You know how it works, Tetro. You don't say things in Mother Russia. Mother Russia says things in you. That's how that works, you know. Just kind of flip it around, and it'll be okay. It'll be fine. It's just fine. You know what? We're gonna go for it, Craig. We're just gonna put you in the Wolverine SRM. A lot of whoosh whoosh noises. SRMs are just really truncated LRMs. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. Getting a chance to go even earlier because of the initiative bonus that Craig gets, as well as the Wolverine. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, chat. We're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna hit that deploy button. We're gonna get stuck on in, and we're gonna see how sideways this gets. I have a feeling and a suspicion that it's going to be an interesting adventure. But as they also say, you know, I'm going to reach down to the grab bag of voicedom and grab a voice here for our narrative and grab a nice little swig of soda because that's what we do. Oh, baby. Good stuff. Good stuff. So what do we have here for our objectives? Destroy the enemy units. Seems pretty straightforward. Pay 100 is basically 100,000 sea bills, maybe 120 after we, count for bonus points as far as bonus objectives as well as drop costs. Because we are playing on simulation difficulty, so there are more things rolled into the mod, as well as more limited armor situations, much closer to tabletop. Pick one, get six for salvage. It is a one skull. It could flex to two, so we'll see how that goes. Commander, Davian is tracking an extremely heavy mech with Claritin heraldry. This provocation is almost certainly bait for a trap. We'd like you to spring this trap. Engage the heavy mech, intercept the forces Karita sends to defend it, and destroy all of them. I'm not comfortable with how little information we have about enemy forces, Commander. Well, Darius, you and me both. This is the most accurate intel you've given me in probably about a year. For those of you that don't know, Darius is crap with intel, so we will see how it goes. We're on a big giant frozen snowball of the planetary system known as Unity. We'll see what happens. We're in the area where the hostile mech was sighted. Move up and try to flush it out. Let's see what sort of trap this is. Stay alert, Commander. Oliviera out. Oh, baby.
Okay, let's do this.
That's right. Let's do this. Oh, man. Look at that down there. Krieg got that amazing kind of Neo Riker style of stash going on. It's awesome. Tank Hair's got that amazing, beard down there. Serve Colt doesn't have any hair, and DK1 doesn't have any hair on the face. So it is. So what do we have here? We are in a corner, kinda-ish. Maybe not the most ideal one. So what that means usually, at least in practice, is if you're kind of close to a corner, you're not going to see reinforcements on this left flank or the right flank. You're usually going to see them on the far side or the far side. That's not a guarantee, but it kind of floats around. It's being accurate most of the time. The big question is, what do we have? Enemy units up here in this ridgeline. So tactically speaking, what are our options? Really, we can go forward and then figure out where in this valley we want to get shot from. Flank left, go around, flank right up into the mountains. For those with jump jets, we can try to get up into this and over and try to move through some of this terrain. We can use some of this as fallback points to try to bait mechs in, basically going through a choke point. But that's going to take a long time. There's no guarantee we won't get shot in the back. Again, we are playing on simulation difficulty, which means that you can't put as much armor on as you normally would. The armor system is closer to tabletop, so our back armor is relatively light. It's something to keep in mind. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move forward here into this tree line, into this roadway just a little bit. We're going to see what pops up on our sensors, and we're going to decide either to rotate to the left and clockwise, or rotate to the right and counterclockwise and see what we can wrap. If we go to the right, we're going to get a little bit of cover, a little bit of accuracy boosting for any units that we're shooting down here. But if we go to the left, again, you have a lot more cover, a lot more options, but you open yourself up a little bit more to reinforcements and stuff coming across the map. So my preference is to move forward and then rotate up right and counterclockwise and just roll this whole flank. But it really depends what we got going on. So Tetra says the Master Kovka trolls Darius on a regular basis. It's true. It's true. Absolutely. I do not deny it. Tank Hair, you're in our fastest mech, at least that we have with us right now. So we're going to sprint up here, and we're going to sprint out into the open to get the best potential sensor lock, or at least sensor data that we have. And we're going to rely on those 4 evasion pips. So buckle up, Tank Hair. It's going to be a bumpy ride. And now I say that, and we don't get anything on sensors. That's a little disconcerting. The question is, where is everybody? So that being said, we're going to get as close to this forest as we can with all of our other units. We're going to move on up here, and we're going to see what pops up. Enemy's turn is going on. Things are happening. Not really sure what the enemy logo was, actually. Now that I think about it. I might be missing something. We might actually be going up against a mercenary unit, which is a thing in the most recent version of the mod. So fingers crossed. We'll see. Tank here. Let's get really close. Let's get really close, Tank. It'll be yeah, we can still keep yeah, we'll get close. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. We have one sensor contact. No idea what it is though. Krieg has Master Tactician and Sensor Lock. I think. Maybe? Does Krieg have Sensor Lock? I think they do. We're going to get up here and see if we can't use that. Oh, not yet. We're not in combat. Derp. Oh, well. Well, we're going to sprint up here. We're going to get everything going on. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We're just making mistakes, which is all part of the fun narrative and nail-biting if you're one of ththese pilots in one of these mechs. DK says, Darius is so bad, even safe trolls him. Golly, man. I hear you. The 35-ton mech. This doesn't feel like a heavy mech. I have some concerns. We're gonna see if we can't get Krieg a little closer down here. Well, no, we're gonna get Krieg up here. There we go. And we're gonna use sensor lock to see what the heck this is. We're gonna sensor lock it. What are we dealing with? It's a Panther 10K. I guess we're dealing with a heavy Panther. What is that symbol? That's another thing too. Interesting. Hands on a globe. Who is this for? So this is one thing that's cool in this version of the mod. So in normal, for the vanilla game, you've got 5, maybe 6 factions, maybe 7 factions, depending on the campaign and stuff like that. You know, the inner houses and some of the periphery nations, you've got a little bit more. But here in this mod, at least the most recent version that we're running on, patch 1.9.2.1, which is what is available over on Nexus Mods, is you're running into different mercenary units that have over 150 different mercenary units and military formations, such as cavalry units and stuff that have their own name, insignia, and different things like that that you could run into on planetary surfaces as part of filling in certain missions, which is really, really cool. And you're going to run across some of that here in the mod, and so you can gain favor with some of those, you can gain favor against them. Eventually, you know, you can take missions for and against, which is pretty darn cool. Craig says it's an elite unit. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a little bit scary. This is, however, only 75% armored, and it does have an Artemis at 4 SRM and an ERPPC, so this is more dangerous than a normal Panther, for sure. I would like to get my hands on some 10K parts. But that being said, tank hair, why don't you just run up there and just shoot it? Yeah, let's just shoot it. I think that's going to be a good solid approach. I don't know if this is the only one here. It seems a little odd, but we're going to go for it. We're going to get some shots going on in there. They definitely are braced up. They're in cover. The Pest Regulars. Yeah, this is a mercenary unit that we're up against. Most likely, if I had to guess. And it looks like this mission did not flex up in difficulty because we're only seeing 1 additional contact. So this is most likely the only one here from the primary enemy units we have to destroy, as well as this is going to be the singular reinforcement. The question is, what is it? Because if this is going to be our most heavily armored mech they have stomping around, Darius's intel, as usual, is just not good. We're going to get the Vindicator down here with Data King 1 down into the low ground. We're going to get some LRMs rolling up this way. Really not the most amazing thing there, but we don't have case on this mech, so we want to take as many shots as we can to get our ammo count from 120 down to 60. That way, when, not if, it does get critted, that ammo bin, it won't explode on our mech and take everything away. So, negative Karita Standard Army, is it? So this is going to be a... See, Pest is regional capital in Karita space. Okay.
Follower online.
Oh, Donnie B407, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you, and welcome to the Burnt Bread Privateers? Breadbox Privateers? Burnt Toast Brigade, one of those. Welcome to the adventure. Welcome to the fun. So, okay, Tank Hero. So what it sounds like is this is going to be a military unit from the standard Karita army, which is pretty cool, which you run across here. Not just necessarily mercenary units, but different units within the actual military as well.
Identified.
TheChronicToast, welcome, and thank you for the host. Man, dude, that's awesome. Thank you very much. That means a lot. It really, really does. Oh, man. That's exciting. That's exciting. So, what do we got to do? I want to get this Wolverine closer to actually, like, shooting something, but we're not quite there just yet. Can we... We don't have any jump jets on our Zap Vindicator because that takes up space and armor, so we're just going to move. And we're going to wait. We're not going to get up here into a line of fire. We're just going to brace and hold and wait for them to come towards us. Or go down the hill and shoot at the Jenner. That's something that can happen too. We're going to use Tank here to kind of spring the jaws of this trap, and hopefully that giant, amazing rabbit in that mech does not have bad stuff happen. So, we can jump a little bit. Not a lot that we can do to really make that work. So we could sprint as well. Yeah, we're just going to sprint. We're going to get closer. We're going to detect these mechs the old-fashioned way with our face. Oh, man. B52 Cyclone, thank you for following the channel. Thank you for the adventure, man. That's awesome stuff. And look at that, chat. We have a Locust 1V up against us. Now, normally, those are nothing that you have to worry about. But because our rear armor on these mechs is 20 with 40 internals, this thing has a medium laser, which already does 25 damage, plus machine guns. So we can strip the armor and do a lot of critical damage. So fingers crossed, it could be a dangerous situation. So especially if you see a bunch of light mechs running around behind you, you got to keep your eye on them because they're gonna it's going to be bad. It's just going to be bad news bears no matter what you do, where you go. It ain't going to be that great. That being said, we also have a tank here, which is not good news for the enemy down here. And oh, we've discovered a third contact back there, either as part of the reinforcements or is the reinforcements. So we'll see. Chronic is good people. Aw, well, thank you, DK. I don't know if I'm necessarily good with two double O's or a single O with two dots or just a U and a U in there, but we can make it work. We can make it work. Donnie B, not sure why I haven't followed you before, probably since you were always raid DK and not the other way around. Well, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the joining the community, and I'm glad you're here. I really legitimately am. B52 says, I love the SRM Rolvy. Yeah, I love the triple SRMs. I love them on the 55 tonners. They're a lot of fun. What we were trying to do is get 3 LRM 10s stuffed in there. We didn't really have enough, so we'll try that build in the future. We'll see how that goes. It can be very, very beneficial, but right now that it's our first 55 tonner, so I figure walk towards the enemy, make a bunch of whoosh whoosh noises. When we run out of whoosh whoosh noises, then we can punch stuff and use our medium laser that we have on there, and it should be okay. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. So we're going to spend a little bit of our precision strike. Again, we're not letting this get over the 50% bar to get our actual accuracy bonus. We're aware of that. I'm trying to end this fight as quickly as possible because I don't know what else is coming down that road. Now, that being said, we're going to try to go into the torso because if we crack this, the arm falls off and we can get into that nice, delicious center torso internals. And as we all know, internals are just merely yet another heat sink. And if you can remove them, heats can't be sunk and CT can't be structured and bad stuff happens. So what do we have up there? Long distance firepower. I'm going to bet that might be another Panther. It's another 35 tonner, so that might be another Panther. It might very well be another 10K, which could be pretty darn cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see what that is like. We're going to get DK a little bit closer, get some direct fire action going on with the Vindicator. Now, again, you can see here you got these chevron pips. 2 out of the 3 are gold or orange or yellow, depending on kind of your color palette on your screen and what you can see color-wise, which means that at least down here, as you click on this, 2 of our weapons here are in a really good hit percentage. The other one is not that great. But again, we're going to take our chances, fire the LRM-10. We don't have to worry about heat on this map. And again, I want to get this ammo count down to 60 before we start husbanding our shots just a little bit. Oh, man. Here we go with the fire button. There it is. Doing some damage, stripping some clothing off the shoulders and torsos there of that Panther, making them question a couple decisions there. Tetro to the tune of Ghostbusters. Mech punching makes me feel good. Oh, baby. I hear you, man. I hear you. Absolutely. Punching mechs is a lot of fun. Now, here we are with the Zap Vindicator. We're just in a really, really bad spot. So, we're just going to sprint down here next to DK, and we'll be able to get some shots next turn. We'll be firing uphill, which isn't ideal. If it's a large amount, you can lose some accuracy, but at least we're going to get some shots in there. I really don't want to run through lava. That's not very helpful, though it's not too concerning here on this map. It's just Yang gets mad when lava and stuff crusts over the armor and it melts and actuators get jammed. I just don't want to have that conversation. It's just not something I'm really that stoked about. So, Donnie B says, if only we could in Mech Warrior 5, right? Oh, man. I would love to melee in Mech Warrior 5. I think that would probably be the last real core functionality that I would want. Everything else is icing on the cake, but melee? Now, granted, melee hasn't been in any of the Mech Warrior games, all the way from the originals all the way through to 5, so I get it. Even a Mech Warrior Online, which is kind of based on the Mech Warrior stuff, and of course, made by PGI, I get why they don't have it, right? They want to focus on shooting and all that stuff, but I would love it. I would really love it. Being able to roll around with a Hatchet Man and a few other mechs, that would be really, really good. Mech Warrior 5 melee or a new Chief Mech Tech? Well, I tell you what, DK, you can have Darius, and I'll take your Chief Mech Tech. Then that way we can have 2. So we'll see how that works. Maybe Darius will make a better mechanic. I'm not really sure, but my guess is he might actually have a better skill set at that. I don't know. We're gonna get Craig up here a little bit more, possibly. Can we get some firepower? We can. Not the best chance, so we're gonna hold off. We're going to hold off on that. Which is awesome is because of Craig with the mech and everything else like that, we're going at Initiative 4, which is pretty darn cool. We're going to try to get some more evasion pips here, stripped from some of these mechs. We're going to get served cold up here in the Zap Vindicator, getting some more stuff going in here. PPC and 4 medium lasers rolling on in. Oh boy, ready for the light show. A lot of misses. A lot of misses. But, you know, that much stuff flying past the cockpit will stress you out. And there it is. The Locust is getting up there and trying to pick on Craig. It's saying, hey, I'm right here. Shoot me. It's all right. Oh, boy. Tanker says turn melee into a locked animation. That'd be cool. It'd be very, very cool. DK says it can't be worse than Fahad. I mean, I wouldn't take that bet, but I'm willing to at least attempt to see how it works out. We're going to see if we can't get... Oh, man. Really not the best opportunity to get some shots in here. Well, I tell you what we are going to do. We're going to move down here, pivot back up here with tank hair. We get some evasion pips rolling. And if we can, we got one evasion pip. Ugh, not ideal. But we've got a really good opportunity here to get 4 more medium lasers into this Panther. So there we go, there we go. There it is. Torso taken care of. Right torso, right arm. That is a pilot injury for sure. And they are panicked. They are getting swarmed. Not ideal. And that is a Panther, not a 10K. That is something else. I think I saw an 8 in there. Chat, if you recall what that is, let me know here. We're going to find out soon enough, but I have some concerns. Definitely have some concerns. I really want Craig to take a shot at this locust up here, but the hit chances are so bad. Oh, man. Can we jump? We can jump up here, so we're just going to do that. We're just going to jump up here with Craig up here into the forest. There we go. Can we see what this is just yet? Not quite. An 8Z, DK says. Large laser instead of the PPC. 8P, AC-10. All praise the toast. Bionic Sheep, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the adventure. Oh, man. I would love a large laser variant. Actually, yeah, it might be. I thought it was a PPC. It might have been a large laser that came zooming in from up there. It's kind of a long range for a large laser, though. Maybe that was an ER large laser? I don't know. But anyway, we've got Craig 0077 down here. Look at this. Central lock, all sorts of crazy stuff, and the ability to get in here and zap a Panther with all those SRMs. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild, wild ride. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Activate. Oh, man, look at that. There it is. Another torso is gone. That is going to be another pilot injury, and they're bailing on out of here. They want nothing to do with this. Somebody got toasted. Oh, baby. Craig with the win for that engagement. Bada bing, bada boom. I love it. I love it a lot. That is the way to roll. Now, the question is, what do we do? We've got DK down here. We do have some jump jets. Can we get some good firepower? Can we get some direct line of sight? I'm not seeing it, not easily. So we're just going to move forward. We're going to lob some LRMs this way just to kind of get maybe a few hits. Definitely get some evasion pips stripped and taken care of. Again, horrible, horrible chance to hit. However, I want to get this ammo down to 60 or less in case we get critted. That way the whole mag doesn't go up when the ammo bin goes. If you get an ammo bin down to half or less ammo, it won't ignite and detonate when it does take damage. Now, getting case on mechs will, prevent that, which is nice, but, it's all right. We can't just dump ammo right now, so we are going to do what we got to do. And we didn't get any damage in there. We scared a lot of squirrels out of trees and stripped an evasion pip from that locust, which is nice. Craig says the 8Z has an inferior large laser. Fair enough, fair enough. The Panther was the heavy unit. That's right, Craig. That's what I was kind of worried about. I'm like, are they just going to bring a heavy Panther? I mean, you got Scout Lances and they're heavy units. Karina just turns it on their head every single time. Tell you what. DK says, I don't think we've seen the heavy unit yet. Should at least be a medium mech. We destroyed it, though. It's gone. That was the heavy unit, DK. That's what we dealt with. Apparently a 10K, because it's got 2 numbers in the name, is the heavy unit. Just the reinforcements left. So that's the next question. What do we want to do? We could go after this, which I think actually is going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to kind of step back here with the Wolverine with Craig, and we're just going to go for it. We're just going to blast everything. And in fact, we're going to use a precision strike with Craig because that's what we want to do. We're just going to go through the side of this poor locust. Decided rather than boom and zoom, it's just going to kind of creep around. And let's just say it's not going to end that well. So there it is. All the firepower. There goes a leg. Left torso. Left arm destroyed. And a knockdown. That's 2 pilot injuries right there. Yep. That's not great. That's not great for them. The question is, what do we have rolling in? It is going to be... What are you? What are you? You are a 9... It's a normal 9R. Interesting. Apparently we can't read. Unless there's an 8 hiding around up here. This is a normal Panther. Just a normal Panther. This is the light reinforcements compared to the heavy because it was a 10, not a 9. Oh, baby. So tank here, we're going to come up here into point blank range and fire off every single weapon we have, because I think that's what we want to do. There it is. Bazap, bazap, bazap. We got one hit, maybe two. It's okay. You know, things are working out all right. And we're going to move over here just a little bit to get that nice blue symbol into the side arc. And we're going to unload with our PPC and even the horrible chances on the medium lasers. That's okay. So there we go. And the PPC hits. Oh, both of the torsos are kind of damaged and ripped on open, which is nice. Taker says, just reinforcements left. Hi, Panther. Can I interest you in some laser surgery? Only 10 payments of daka, but with laser beams. Which, personally, I would sign up for. It sounds like a nice, good time. We're going to get the Vindicator over here with Data King 1 in. I think it's going to be okay. Again, the LRMs aren't super ideal, but PPCs and medium lasers. Boom! There it is. The arm is ripped wide open and ripped right off. Oh, words are hard. DK1 doing some surgery. Oh, boy. Golly gee whiz. That's not going to be great. The Panther is only going to have its SRM 4 left, I think, is what it has, and it can do some punching and jumping and stuff like that. That's all right. That works out just fine for us, I think. So we're going to send Tank here. Where to go? We're going to move over here. Again, we're going to keep all the evasion pips up as much as we can. That'll give us 3 instead of 4. That's okay. And we're going to shoot a down locust right in the CT with some more laser surgery. So there it is. And boom, CT destroyed. Somebody got toasted. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Data King says, as the Kurita family has been known to use the pest regulars as a form of purgatory for officers who have offended them, many higher officers find being assigned to the pest regulars a grave insult. Well, that's right, Data King. We are doing these guys a favor. Not only is it a grave insult, it is a grave assignment, if you understand my meaning. And it is what it is. We only have this one reinforcement left, so that's all right. We're going to get a little bit closer with Serve. We're going to unload with everything we have. Boom! Right torso destroyed. Just bail on out. Just eject, Panther pilot. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. That's a paddling right there. Because Krieg's going to walk right up and shoot you in the face with all of those very short-range missiles. Basically, long-range missiles cut in half. And there we go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh for days and days and days. CT destroyed. Oh, Krieg, everybody else, avert your eyes. That wasn't mercy. That was murder. Straight and simple. Whew. Oh, boy. Holy wah. Well, there it is. Darius says we're all good to go. All the targets are down. You have done a successful thing, which is not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I think triple SRMs on a Wolverine is about as effective as triple SRMs on a Griffin, potentially a bit more. I think the Wolverine's got a little bit better armor rollout, which I like. And our payout was less than expected, mostly because, well, let's just say that we didn't run into a heavy unit that we were expecting. It was just an overpriced light. But let's see what we got here for choices. Everyone got a little bit of XP. Again, the XP is very, very low, simply because we have very slow XP generation on our mech pilots. At a minimum, they earn 10 XP. And if we take more and more difficult missions, then you can gain a bit more XP. Or if you have lower XP, and you basically, as your pilots level up, you have to take on more and more dangerous missions to get that big, big boost. Otherwise, there's going to be a slow crawl forward with abilities. And that's all part of the adventure. So, it is what it is. DK1, lurk mode engaged. I require sustenance. You must construct additional dinner pylons. Absolutely, man. No worries. Thank you much for stopping on by. So what do we have here? Disputed salvage. I kind of want that 10K part, so we're going to refuse. That's fine. So what's special about the 10K? Do we have one? We don't have any of these parts just yet. So, stock roll, sniper, and light brawler. The 10K Panther is a high-tech upgrade of the 9R model introduced by Wakizashi Enterprises. The chassis has been rebuilt using endo-steel construction techniques and the saved weight used to add an Artemis IV fire control system to the missile launcher, as well as upgrading the PPC to an ER PPC. Since its introduction, the 10K has gone on to replace the 9R as the most common model employed by the DCMS. Now, unlockable affinities. What this means here for this mod is if you have a pilot that spends more and more time in this mech based on deployments and not getting deployed in everything else, basically, if you get in and you do more stuff, you're going to unlock these abilities. So after 10 deployments, comfortable. Proficiency with the balance of the mech, you get +1 piloting. It's easier to punch stuff, which is nice. Again, after 20, you get +1 resolve generating. You're going to be more accurate. You're going to get more opportunity to get those long distance shots, which is good. After 30, nimble jumper, which is pretty darn cool, plus 10 distance jump, plus 10 damage after jump for DFAs, which is really nice. And again, a monstrous 50 deployments, which if you're playing on 3 parts per mech, you're unlikely to get to this. But if you're playing on 8 parts per mech and you're just crunching out game after game after game, we're likely going to see this at some point. You're going to get an extra gunnery, which means you shoot better, which is cool. You can see here on the 10K that as Craig said, is the post-helm version. You can see here it has the Endosteel chassis quirk, which provides extra free tonnage. You also have case, which means that instead of your ammo bins exploding, it just blows out the backside and you're good to go. Now, what is cool for this mech, it is an improved targeting short range, so +1 to hit enemies at 240 meters or under, so your PPC is going to be more accurate on this chassis versus any other light chassis that you've got, which is really, really nice. Now, additionally to that, nimble jumping, stability is dumped as if moving when jumping. Normally, when you jump, you don't lose any stability. And so if you're jumping to get away from an enemy and you're at max stability, they can breathe on you and knock you over. With this mech, no problem. You jump and you lose that stability, which is fantastic. So this thing is a really, really deadly brawler. That's why if you're running up against a mission that has a lot of mechs in it, we've run up against a mission that had 5 Panthers in it out of, I think, 12 mechs that we were shooting at. And we had to withdraw from this because they were able to get into positions high up, down low, all over the place, and just PPC us round after round after round. And it was very, very devastating. And we were not able to weather that storm, as it were. Taker says +1 to shooting under 240, and you shoot it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's really cool of kind of the way the quirks have been slightly reworked in this version of BEX3025 is you can still do whatever you want with a chassis. I could throw a large laser on here. I could do all that cool nifty stuff. But with a 9R or a 10K, it's going to behoove you to seriously consider sticking with the much more traditional style loadout, having a PPC on there, because that's what the mech was designed to do. So it's a really, really, really nice trade-off to be able to say, you can do whatever you want, but consider sticking close to the stock loadout, kind of lore-wise, because there's a reason for it. You're going to get some bonuses to that, which is cool. Tetra asks, do you feel like these affinity bonuses are fair for the number of times piloting per mech's frame? I think so. Most of the thing that people are going to get access to right off the bat is resolve, generation, and piloting, right? So piloting is going to be when you're in a position and you really, really need to get some punches in. You can get some of that. You can do a little bit better at that. If someone's trying to punch you in melee, you're going to be a little bit better at evading it. But more than that, the resolve generation is going to let you use your precision strike that much more frequently. If you can get access to the 30 and 50, times in a mech, I think it's really, really going to pay off. Simply because, one, that means you spent a lot of time with this mech and this pilot together. That means that pilot can't go into any other mech. You go into another mech, and your affinity with this mech starts to go down. So for every time that you're in this, it goes up by 1, and if you're not in it, it starts to go down. And so really it means that you're locking a pilot to a mech, and that might mean that if you are low on pilots, you can't switch and swatch mechs and pilots around as much. And so it is another restriction on your tactical choices. It's much more of a strategic level stuff, strategery, as some individuals have said in the past. So I think really kind of hobbling yourself by taking on board that limitation in order to get access to these higher tier stuff really is the nice balancing feature. And for us, it's not as much of a decision because we are already having all of the other things so catastrophically set to high difficulty that, it really balances itself out no matter what we do. We've spent the better part of half of the year playing at 2-hour sessions, and we're just now starting to consider possibly picking up some pieces and getting into heavies. So it really depends on the duration of your play style, right? So for those that are playing on smaller pieces and shorter time frame games, you're still getting a nice bonus, but there's also stuff there if you're really willing to put the time into it, which is nice, for sure. Tetra says, mech affinities tend to seem to decay by the month from what I've observed. That too, so you can't just, set a pilot out and just say, I'll just pick up to him on certain low tier missions and he doesn't get a mission or she doesn't get a mission for 3 months. You're absolutely correct. So you really have to seek out missions in order to keep that mech pilot on board and continuously engage with missions for them. So it's a nice balancing act from a strategic level, from a company management level, in order to kind of get access to that stuff. And if you're willing to make that work, by all means, it's a really nice bonus. But there's a lot of work and there's a lot of limitations to get to that point for sure. So we're going to pick that Panther 10K piece up here. I think it's awesome. And we got both of them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got both of those Panther pieces. That's really darn cool. Now, you will notice something here. So for example, for Panthers, the Panther 9R, we have 6 pieces of this mech. So the question is, over here, Why does it say 0? Can't we mix and match? A lot of times you can mix and match different chassis. So if you have a 9R and a few other different variants, or a Locust 1V and a Locust 1M, you can mix and match different variants in order to build a new mech. You can't do that with a 10K and other similar mechs. And the reason being is the 10K is full on endo. It's a completely different chassis. There's enough differences here that you can't just take pieces from a 9R and slap it onto salvage from a 10K and build a new mech. So that's kind of the lore reason. That's the mechanical reason behind it. So keep that in mind when you're grabbing loot in different pieces. Just because you grab one piece of 10K and you've got enough pieces of a 9R, you can't put them together. So keep that in mind, which is pretty cool. And Krieg is correct. You can go in and further modify your files. We're sticking with all the options that are native here to BEX3025 as a mod. We're not going to go in and make further customizations, but you can definitely do that to eliminate the degradation and stuff like that. And you can further tweak on that if you want to, for sure, for sure. So for me, I do like a Tetro simply because it gives me something to work towards on a very, very long slogging play session. And I'm curious to see once we get a pilot there, our pilots are going to be fragile based on our playstyle and what we're getting into. Death is a high likelihood, so it makes that loss and that risk that much more. And I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'm pretty excited about it. But what do we have here? We've got a machine gun. We have 6 of these. We'll keep that. Jump jets for a small. We have 21 of these. We're going to shift click and sell those, which is pretty nice. And SRMs, we're going to keep those as well. We're going to add those to our collection, which is always nice. We're growing that collection. We've got a few coil S's, so we've got a few coil weapons I want to stick on something at some point. I just got to figure out what it's going to be. So that might be something that we tackle another day. I'm curious to see kind of what we decide to do moving forward, and fingers crossed it'll be a lot of fun. I've got a lot of hope. But in the meantime, we got to load back up to our game. Every now and then it decides to slow down in the loading, but that's all right. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to come up here and grab the save button up there to make sure this does not get corrupted at any point. We're going to hit that save button, and it's been an absolute blast. We've hit the 2-hour mark. I've got to dive on off, take care of Minitoast, who's getting ready to wake up from their nap. You can catch us here 1 week from today, hopefully a few hours earlier, but you'll also hopefully be able to catch us on Friday if we can get a bonus stream on, and it should be a lot of fun. So I'm going to switch this over to the stream thank you page. We're going to get a stream going of all the different people that have subscribed and followed and all that fun stuff. So thank you very much for that. And as always, I very much appreciate it. We're going to find someone to raid if you stick on around. We'll raid out here in about 30 to 45 seconds. So thank you much for stopping on by. It's been an absolute blast. You're amazing people. You're legendary. It's been a lot of fun. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.